Hi everyone. It's Black Friday today. Everybody's in the stores. They're queuing up and buying stuff and spending money. Some don't have the money, but they still got to go through the the grind and make some people rich. Black Friday means some people are making money and some are spending money. It's a joy to be with you again this afternoon. My name is Tolani Abike. I want to talk to us today, sharing from my story about apportioning purpose to time. When you're renewing your life or you're rewriting your story, one of the things you have to guard jealously is your time. Time. I remember when I was younger, my father would say, I wish I had 27 hours, or I wish I had 25 hours in a day. And I wondered, what was he talking about? Why do you need 25 hours? Everybody has 24, and that should be sufficient for you. Now I'm grown, I look back and I see why he's saying those things he said then. It's as if you don't have enough time to do basic things, not to talk of excesses or luxury things in one's life. But coming to you as an individual, and you know that you have things to take care of. I think the most important factor in life really is learning how to use your time and using it well. I remember the story of my first fall, my first major fall that I can recollect in life, and I realized I had to pick myself up, was in 1979. I had written the WAEC exams and I had failed. Now, technically I didn't fail, but if you failed mathematics in those years, it was considered a failure. You couldn't move forward without mathematics. And so everything else I had was literally useless. I had to go back to school again. And so I was enrolled in an evening school to take the exams. I recollect then, as young as I was, that I wouldn't play with anyone anymore. My time was now the greatest factor to my moving forward and rewriting my story. I wanted to go to college. I had to go. The problem here was I didn't have anybody else who was in my own sphere of influence amongst my friends who was having to retake this exam. And so what did I do? I made up my mind that I would get up in the mornings. By 6 a.m. I leave the house. Come 7, I'm right in front of the library. I'm standing there waiting for them to open the door. Once they open the door, I get in and I sit for 5 to 6 hours studying, non-stop. I studied every subject I could cover. Now, the evening classes I would go to, I'll get there and I would be the life of the party. I would have so much fun with friends, and they didn't know that I had a strategy. So when the results came out and I came out with a grade 1, they were all shocked. They were like, this girl is always just joking around and playing. How did she do it? They didn't know that I had apportioned purpose to my time. As we're going into the new year, and I want to really challenge you, we have 36 more days to the end of 2016. 2017, if you walk into it casually, is going to be a repetition of what you see the year before and the year before and the year before. With 36 days to go, I want to encourage you to apportion purpose to your time. Don't just leave carelessly. Don't just do things the way you used to do it. It's going to be a little challenging, but it can be done. When a person realizes that I don't want to see the same results and begins to make deliberate attempts, intentional attempts to do things differently, you're going to find 2 major blocks. One, you're going to have to say no to people you love, and they're not going to find it funny. They're going to resist you. So get ready that when you start saying no to people, no to certain events, no to certain gatherings because of what you want to make out of life, people are going to misunderstand you. Get ready for that. Second thing, make sure that the moment you have planned out what you want to do, you stick to plan. Most of us write out resolutions. We write out, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do, but you just never do it because you don't see the problem that would arise from you leaving it undone. You're not going to be next year still talking about the same things you talked about this year, in the name of Jesus Christ. It may mean you evaluating your circle of friends. It may mean you're looking at relationships and asking yourself, what is this going to add to me in this season? Like I told you, when I failed that exam, it's so interesting. What made me cry was not that I failed. What made me weep was, I remember I was coming home one day from school and I had to enter a public transport, which we call Danfo, from where I come from. Now, that Danfo was okay, but I don't know how I was getting down and my skirt got torn. My school uniform was a top and a skirt. And that's the only thing I remembered. My skirt was torn, and is this what I'm going to do with my life? And that made me cut off people. It was enough, just that skirt getting torn. It was enough to make me say, I'm not doing this anymore. I have to pass these exams. I have to go to university. Whatever you have to do, you have to do it. And I may not understand why you're doing it, but you know why you're doing what you're doing, so keep at it. Now, the other thing is, apart from apportioning purpose to your time, I want you to be humble. You must learn humility, and the best way to learn it is to just spend time before God in prayer. Don't take your plans to God. Let Him breathe into you what He wants you to do for your own life from here. Because most of us, we read books and we hear what friends are doing and we just jump on another bandwagon. No, don't join the bandwagon. Be specific on what you're supposed to do. What you're going to do may not be what I'm going to do. And when you tell me what you're going to do to begin to rewrite your story, it may not make sense to me. I don't matter. It's not about me. You have your own story. It is peculiar to you. And you are the only one who understands the details that surround you. So ignore what people have to say. Once you're humble, then you become hungry. Those are the two factors. You must be humble and you must be hungry, apart from apportioning purpose to your time. With the humility comes a hunger for more. You're then ready to learn from people. They could be older than you, they could be younger than you, they could be people not in your sphere of influence at all, and you're striving to reach new frontiers. Humility and hunger is crucial when you want to rewrite your story. This weekend, I would appreciate if you could take time in your mind, if you can't write, but if you can write, it's better. Put it down in paper. What are the steps that I'm going to take in the next 36 days to ensure that I start apportioning purpose to my time? That means I won't just get up on the fly and test, but between a certain time frame, I get certain things done. It may mean you sleep less. I'm sorry about that. I think it was my internet connection that went off. Whatever it is that you have to let go of, please let go of it. Whatever you have to embrace, embrace it. When you're rewriting a story, it's not a joke. It's never easy. Things are going to be a little uncomfortable. But I know that if you put your mind to it, like I told you my story of failing and making sure I didn't fail anymore, it can be done. I wish you the very, very wonderful weekend. God bless you and have a fantastic time as you prepare for the rest of the year. Love you much. Bye.